In this video, I'm going to share a few thoughts about the importance of prayer in the life of a student. And to begin, I want to remind you of the CLAA's motto, which is Unum est Magister, which translates as there is one teacher, who is Christ. And this is important to remember because as students of Christ, our ultimate goal is not simply to memorize certain information or to check boxes as we complete our studies, but ultimately it's to become faithful disciples and fruitful apostles of our Lord, to become men and women who are wise and good. And once we recognize that this is the goal of our studies, we'll realize that we need the help of God's grace. It's not something we can do on our own. And that's why I want to talk about prayer today, because I remember from my own studies and even now in my studies, one of the greatest obstacles to persevering and making progress is discouragement. We come to a lesson that's particularly difficult, or we're struggling with translation exercises, whatever it may be. The temptation is to become discouraged and to give up. But in those moments, it's like we're in a position of a test, where the Lord is allowing us to have two choices before us. We can either rely on our own strength, realize that we can't do it and give up, or we can recognize that we need His help and we can pray. And so I want to just read you something from the diary of Saint Faustina, one of my favorite saints. In paragraph 1578, Jesus told Faustina this. He said, "The graces of my mercy are drawn by means of one vessel only, and that is trust. The more a soul trusts, the more it will receive. Souls that trust boundlessly are a great comfort to me, because I pour out all the treasures of my graces into them. I rejoice that they ask for much, because it is my desire to give much, very much. On the other hand, I am sad when souls ask for little, when they narrow their hearts." And so I read that because those words remind us of the truth that the Lord has many, many graces He wants to give us, but we have to ask and we have to trust. And so I just encourage all you students, when you find your studies difficult, pray and ask God to help you. I know sometimes it can seem like the details of our life are very small and maybe not worth praying about, but I would just remind you that the Lord taught us that He knows even the hairs on our head. And so there's nothing that's too small or unimportant to share with Him. And so don't give up, don't be discouraged, but pray and trust in His help. God bless you all.